Texas A&M at Florida Saturday. Can any of you make any sense of this? Because we sat around a table for like 2 hours today. I've got a winner. I'm going to give you my predicted winner, but man, this could go either way. Texas A&M has not won a road game since 2021. What? So, yeah, I mean, they haven't been good, so that's not a big shock. Colin is showing you just a totally disrespectful, inexplicable slider, but it's fact. The most consecutive road losses, active FBS streaks, Temple, A&M, Akron, and Kent State. Is that the company we want to keep? Temple, Akron, and Kent, and A&M. One of these things is not supposed to be like the other. I feel so bad about it. Look, my arms are just hanging lifelessly outside the chair. So that's the question for A&M. Can you win on the road? Well, you know what the question for Florida is. The question for Florida is all around the quarterback position, and we had Graham Mertz start week 1, then he got concussed, so he goes into protocol. DJ Lagway starts last week against a high school team, looks really good, as 5-star quarterbacks tend to look against high school teams, and now everyone wants Lagway to start. But it's ultimately Billy Napier's call, right, Colin? So let's hear from the Florida head coach.
Well, I think our intention the entire time has been to play DJ in every game, right? And I think obviously he gets a little bit more experienced each week, and certainly for him to have the opportunity to be the starter, prepare with the ones, and then go play. And the way he did that, the poise, the composure, I just think it shows that he's ready to do what we intend to do with him going forward. So, it's a blessing to have 2 really good quarterbacks, and certainly one with a ton of experience and one without. But there's no doubt both these guys will make us harder to defend. We intend to use both of them.
Yeah, so no one knows what's going to happen. Let me tell you what I do know. I learned this when Miami came in there. Florida badly needs something positive early because that place is fragile right now. Now, here's the good news. If you jump out to a 10-0 lead, the swamp will be the swamp. Everyone will be fired up. It'll be a raucous, intimidating environment. However, if you are down 10-0, like they were quickly against Miami, and then the game gets out of hand, everyone just sits around and calls for you to be fired. And it's like this big collection of Florida fans, because they all happen to be in a stadium, and all it's doing is fostering a toxic, negative environment. So it is in Florida's best interest for multiple reasons to get a fast start here. A&M giving up early in the year, A&M giving up 189 rush yards per game. Montrell Johnson, 6.7 yards per carry. So there's one matchup that we hope we can ride here. It's as simple and as difficult as extending drives and then developing rhythm, because that's not something that they were able to do in week 1. And full disclosure, I didn't watch the Samford game. So week 1, you had a critical amount of 3-and-outs. You can't stay on the field. The other guy does, and the game gets out of hand really quickly. However, as much as people are questioning what Florida's going to do at quarterback, and everyone's got their theory on who should start, my theory is Graham Mertz should start, by the way. So I disagree with the Florida folks on that one. And I've been hearing about it all day because I got a little group text with a bunch of them. It's fine to question the Texas A&M quarterback situation too. It's not like things just clicked out of the gate in week 1 for them either. Last week, it was okay, but I don't think they got things fixed against McNeese. I don't think Connor Wigman going 11-14 with 125 passing yards against McNeese all of a sudden made us breathe a sigh of relief. Both of these sides have big questions at quarterback. There's nothing dynamic about A&M's passing game so far this year. There's nothing overly dynamic about the offensive skill players that they're going to take on the road. A&M's 129th in explosive passes. So you can question Florida. I question Florida. But I'm going to question the road team here as well. This game is the most likely game I see on the card this week to be lost instead of being won. And anyone who's watched this sport for a long time, like if you watched the Arkansas-Oklahoma State game last week, that game got lost. Some of these things get won, and then some of them just get lost. Someone loses the game less than the other team. Therefore, they are the default winner. This feels like this kind of game to me. Also, going back to Billy Napier for just a second, what is his plan with DJ Lagway? He doesn't owe any of us an explanation pregame, but eventually 3:30 Saturday will arrive on ABC, and they'll kick this thing off, and we'll find out. And I think his role will be pretty significant in this game. And you just kind of picture in your mind this A&M pass rush and him evading that and him hitting a couple of guys behind the defense downfield and that being the difference in the game. That's not hard to envision. It just is hard to figure out beforehand. His skill set, the more you think about the game, probably matches up with A&M better than Graham Mertz's does. He's just green. And so there's just a lot of risk that you have to accept in exchange for the reward that you may get out of him playing. Now, folks will say, well, we're already 0-1. Well, hey, we got to build for the future. Well, you can think that because you live in Ocala and work a normal 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, which I respect. But Billy Napier can't be thinking that way because he may be living in Ocala this time next year if he thinks that way. He's got to win now. And he's got to put the best guy in that gives them the best chance to win now. That's why Graham Mertz continues to be spoken about the way he's spoken about. Let's take a look at what the model thinks here. FanDuel's got A&M minus 4.5. The model could not agree more. A&M minus 4.5. I flat out think it's wrong. I think Florida's going to find a way to cover the game, and I think Florida is going to find a way to win the game in the process. Am I confident in this? Not exactly. Am I betting it? No, I am not. Am I standing by my prediction? Probably. But see me again Friday to be sure.